was a controversial start to the year after a report from the Commission on Assisted Suicide suggested that adults thought to have less than a year to live should be able to ask doctors for drugs to end their life. The report came in for widespread criticism for its biased approach. Bideford Town Council was told in a High Court judgment that its democratic decision to hold prayers as a formal part of local council meetings was unlawful, but the government acted swiftly to restore freedom to pray for English councils. And Coalition for Marriage was launched. The campaign group was formed to back the current one man and one woman definition of marriage and oppose government plans to redefine it. An investigation ordered by then Health Secretary Andrew Lansley revealed that up to 1 in 5 abortion clinics could be breaking the law by falsifying consent forms. And 2 TV personalities, Delia Smith and Melvin Bragg, both launched stinging attacks on atheism in public life, warning that people of faith are under attack. In April, Baroness Howe launched a bill in the House of Lords aimed at protecting children from online pornography by urging internet service providers to introduce an opt-in system for adult content. And Gloucestershire County Council removed all references to God from its prayer spoken at the start of council meetings following complaints from just 3 councillors. Reform Section 5 was launched. The campaign group is calling for the word insulting to be removed from Section 5 of the Public Order Act. The current law has led to many controversial police arrests. And the Advertising Standards Authority came in for criticism after launching an investigation into ads placed by the Coalition for Marriage which simply endorsed the current law on marriage. Schools Minister Nick Gibb told Channel 4 bosses to remove explicit sex scenes from their sex education video Living and Growing, which is used in primary schools. Channel 4 have subsequently withdrawn the video from sale. A petition containing 500,000 signatures calling for the traditional definition of marriage to remain unchanged was handed in to 10 Downing Street and the Home Office. And as part of the Queen's Diamond Jubilee celebrations, a special Thanksgiving service was held at St Paul's Cathedral. The second half of the year began with the Scottish Government saying it will press ahead with redefining marriage, despite its own consultation showing a large majority opposed to the plan. And as the London Olympics got underway, a city in China honoured Scottish Olympian Eric Liddell, who inspired the film Chariots of Fire. Eric became a church missionary in China, setting up many schools for children. Hotel owners Peter and Hazel Mary Bull, who were sued over their policy of restricting double rooms to married couples, won permission to take their case to the Supreme Court. And in a landmark euthanasia ruling, High Court judges decided that doctors could not kill severely paralysed man Tony Nicklinson. Sadly, Tony died just a few days later. In September, Lillian Liddell, the Christian registrar who was disciplined because of her stance against civil partnerships, was one of 4 Christians who had their cases of religious discrimination heard in the European Court of Human Rights. October was a busy month. Anne Widdecombe gave a rousing speech at a Tory party fringe event opposing government plans to rewrite the definition of marriage. A judge ruled that Suzanne Wilkinson, a Christian bed and breakfast owner, broke equality laws when she refused to allow a homosexual couple to share a double room. There was widespread outcry following the opening of Northern Ireland's first private abortion clinic by Mary Stopes. And a bill to tackle the growing problems of Sharia courts had its first debate in Parliament. The bill was introduced to the House of Lords by Christian peer Lady Cox. A High Court judge ruled that bosses at Trafford Housing Trust were wrong to demote Adrian Smith for posting on Facebook that gay weddings in churches would be an equality too far. And a report by leading bioethics expert Dr. Callum McKellar was published, outlining concerns at proposals by the government's embryology regulator to create genetically modified babies with 3 or 4 parents. And in December, the House of Lords voted in favour of an amendment tabled by Lord Deer to reform a controversial law that criminalises insulting words or behaviour. The congregation at St George's Tron, Glasgow, which split from the Church of Scotland in June over the ordination of openly homosexual ministers, had their church building repossessed by the Kirk. And the government consultation on gay marriage was branded a sham, as Culture Secretary Maria Miller excluded a Coalition for Marriage petition of 500,000 signatures.